South Illinois Avenue, featuring their breakfast menu and the bottomless cup of coffee. Harbaugh's also serves salads, sandwiches, homemade soups, and vegetarian items. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. till 2 p.m., Sunday, 8 to 2. Breakfast available anytime, takeout available. Harbaugh's Cafe, 901 South Illinois Avenue in Carbondale, serving breakfast and lunch with a twist. 351-9897.
Support for WDBX comes from Mike's Music of Carbondale. Mike's Music offers services on all stringed instruments, from string changes to neck and body repair, upgrades, and customization. Mike's also buys, sells, and trades all types of musical instruments and equipment, and offers private, one-on-one instruction for guitar, bass, and piano. Mike's Music at 816 East Main Street in Carbondale, or on Facebook, 618-529-3444.
Good Monday morning to you. I'm Amy Fox. I'm the Public Relations Officer for the City of Carbondale, and it is 10:01, and you're listening to WDBX FM Carbondale, specifically Talk the Town. We hope you're having a great start to your work week, and I am joined in studio this morning by John Politz and Susan Logue, both from the Friends of the Morris Library. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
And first off, to kick things off, tell us a little bit about the Friends of the Morris Library.
Well, the Friends of the Morris Library is a group that's been around since 1960, helping our library, Morris Library, do things that we might not be able to do with current funding. It's that little extra push that helps us do some exciting things.
And when we're talking about Morris Library, we're specifically talking about the campus of Southern Illinois University right here in Carbondale.
Yes, absolutely.
And you have a fundraiser coming up on September 22nd. If you want to tell us a little bit about this fundraiser and how the community can get involved.
The fundraiser is going to be a concert, a silent auction, and a dinner. And it starts at 5:30 with appetizers and the silent auction, and then we'll have a buffet dinner at 6:30 and a concert at 7:30. And the concert this year features Fiddle Rick and the Bourbon Boys, and it should be a really great show. The band plays Cajun, folk, and country music, and they're really popular.
And I also like how they even slip a little klezmer music in there, too. So they're very talented. The bass player, or the guitar player, actually works in Morris Library.
Oh, neat. And what will this year's funds that you raise at the event, how will they be used?
Well, like I said, they help us do stuff that we don't normally do. And so there's a process for employees of the library to come up with ideas and propose them to the group and get thumbs up or thumbs down on funding. One of the really exciting things that happened last year that was funded by the Friends was the Willie Slaughter Memorial Bench. Willie Slaughter, if you remember, died in 1963 working construction on that renovation where they put 4 more floors on the library. And he fell to his death, and he was a member of the African American community and lived in the northeast section of town. And we dedicated a bench in his honor. Finally, it was well deserved. And so we had a lot of people from the community involved with that, and had it on the same weekend. We dedicated the bench on the same weekend that the Addicts school reunion was held. It was great. It was a great event.
And one thing I do want to point out is Morris Library not only serves the students of Southern Illinois University, but it also serves the community of Carbondale. People from the public can come to your library, check out books, and participate in a lot of the events and activities that you have going on.
Absolutely. Everything we do is open to the public. We're a state-funded institution, and so we're a great resource for the city and the region.
And libraries, in a day where technology is growing and growing in popularity, a lot of communities don't have resources like a library at their fingertips, especially in smaller communities. They have to drive 20, 30 miles to get to a major library, and to have not only the public library, but then to have Morris Library in your backyard. Pretty remarkable, but how vital is it to have these types of resources here in Carbondale?
Well, I think it's very vital. It just expands the cultural opportunities in the community, the ability to do research, to research a new company, to entertain yourself and learn about yourself, learn about new things. Now, the public library here does a great job with that, but we can help out with somebody who's looking deeper into something. And our special collections is a great resource for all sorts of things. We have a tremendous special collections.
One of the things that the Friends of Morris Library has been able to do for Morris Library is to provide 3D printing and 3D scanning. And you talk about the wider community. The librarian that is responsible for those actually goes around to different places in Southern Illinois and shows people how to use the scanner. And people can actually come into the library and have their items scanned and 3D printed.
Wow, that's a great resources to have, especially when you're working on certain projects and different types of events. And going back to the fundraiser on September 22nd, can people get tickets the day of, or do they need to make reservations ahead of time?
They need to get their tickets online ahead of time. So I think our cutoff date is September 8th, and tickets can be purchased through the SAU Foundation website. It's sauf.org/events. And it's a will call situation, so you don't get a physical ticket. We just have a list of all of the guests, and we check people off when they come in the door.
And why is the fundraiser so important to the Friends of the Morris Library?
This fundraiser is our major fundraising initiative, and it provides us with the funding we turn around and use to support the library and its events. Other things that we support are when the library has speakers, a lot of times we'll pay the honorarium to the speaker, and we provide other funding for to support faculty and staff initiatives as well.
And in terms of the Friends of the Morris Library, can people join the Friends of the Morris Library?
Absolutely. We're always looking for new people, new folks, new ideas, and they can join by going to the library website, which is lib.siu.edu.
Do you know how many people you have involved right now?
I don't know. It's somewhere around 75 or so.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to guess too.
Yeah. This event is actually hopefully a recruiting event, to get new members. And we wanted to provide a fun, entertaining activity that might bring new groups of people in and get them interested both in the library and in the Friends.
And when people step foot in Morris Library, what tends to be their reaction?
It's actually awesome. It's the most beautiful library, academic library in the state. I can definitely say that. It was renovated, ended up 2009.
We finished around 2009.
Right.
We moved back into the library in 2007.
Yeah, and it's just gorgeous. It's got a coffee shop where you can just go and have coffee and talk. We have a major auditorium where we have some of these events that Susan was mentioning. And then 7 floors up and 1 floor down of resources and materials and things that will capture anyone's emotions and curiosity.
And you guys are open 7 days a week?
Well, we weren't until September 15th. We are now going to be open Saturdays. Part of this, lack of a budget from the state and budget cuts a couple of years ago, we saw closing Saturdays was the least impactful on students, but it's also a major research library, so we needed to be open 7 days a week, and we finally, through some changes in staffing, are now able to open up on Saturdays from 10 to 6, and this is the first public announcement of that. So you got a news scoop here.
And I do have a question. You say you have 75 people involved with the Friends of the Morris Library, which is wonderful to have that type of support. But when you have this fundraiser on September 22nd, you have people from all sectors of the community contributing. I mean, what does that feel like?
We had an event like this last year for the first time. Mm-hmm. In the past, we've had more formal events, and what I noticed at last year's event was just a wonderful group a very diverse group of people, and everybody just had a wonderful time. It was good music, good food, and just camaraderie. It's real nice.
Yeah, we expect a lot of WDBX listeners to be involved this time because Fiddle Rick, I think, and Matt Borwitz have a show on Sundays at 1. I think it's the Cajun show. So come on out and you can hear Rick.
And this is a good first step for a lot of people if they, they don't know very much about the Friends of the Morris Library. This is a great way to mingle with a lot of the members, as well as help out and support a local resource here in the community. Absolutely.
That's what it's all about, I think, for us now, to be out in the community, to strengthen our collaborations with Carbondale, because we're all in this together.
Exactly. And if people are just now joining us, we are talking about the Friends of the Morris Library fundraiser coming up on September 22nd. Susan, if you want to tell us how people can learn more about this event and get a hold of some tickets.
There's a link on the Morris Library webpage that will give people all of the information from our posters, and there is a link on that website also for where to purchase tickets through the SIU Foundation, and the URL for that is siuf.org/events.
And if someone isn't able to attend the fundraiser on September 22nd, are there other ways for them to get involved with events and activities at Morris Library?
Yes, I think they can always watch our webpage, which is lib.siu.edu. I sound like a politicians, don't
or a salesman.
They're a salesman, yes. Well, and then also we have a very active Facebook presence, social media presence. So there's stuff on Facebook. They can like Morris Library on Facebook, and truly for people in Carbondale, we post a lot of pictures from the past, pictures of Carbondale from the past, and then announcements of the events we are doing. So that's another place.
And if people want to learn more about some of the resources that the library offers, they're welcome to come in the library during your hours and check it out for themselves.
Absolutely. It's a great space. It's a great place to come in, see people, see students in their native habitat, studying hard. This time of year is always so exciting for me to see all the students in the library. But yes, it's open to the public. We welcome you, and come on in and see us. And our librarians are always there to help.
Great. Anything else you guys would like to mention? Maybe I forgot to ask you. I know we try to cover as much as possible.
I think this is pretty good. Once again, you can buy tickets at siuf.org/events. siuf.org/events.
Great.
Get your tickets. They're only $35 a piece.
That's right.
So that's not bad for great
not bad.
music and a great meal.
Great.
And a portion of the ticket sales actually is a charitable contribution. So that,
And that goes-
aside from the cost of the dinner, the rest of that money goes to the Friends to support the initiatives that we have.
Great. Well, thank you so much to John and Susan for joining me this morning. We covered a lot of good stuff, and best of luck with fundraising efforts.
Thank you so much
for having us.
And we're going to take a short break and get to some announcements, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, this is Alicia with the City of Carbondale here to bring you this week's calendar of events. On Tuesday, August 28, 2018, beginning at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., there will be an open forum for parents, teachers, and students to explore the warning signs of dyslexia, find resources for evaluation and testing, and to find local professionals who can help with learning struggles. This event will take place at the Diami Family Center located at 214 East Jackson Street. Could it be dyslexia? Ask the expert. For more information, call 512-947-7928. And on Friday, August 31st, beginning at 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., CCA is thrilled to host the exhibition Balance by Southern Illinois artist Eldon Benz. Benz has exhibited his artwork across the Midwest, including the St. Louis Artists Guild and at the Art Institute of Chicago. For more information, contact the Carbondale Community Arts Center, located at 304 West Walnut Street, downtown Carbondale. For information on these events and others, please visit our website at WDBX.org or CarbondaleTourism.org, or you can reach us by phone at 618-457-3228. Thank you and have a great week.
Good morning and happy Monday. You're listening to WDBX FM Carbondale, and we have our next guest in studio. We have Jennifer Paulson with FoodWorks, and we have Amy Dion with the Neighborhood Co-op Grocery. Thanks so much for joining me, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And today we're talking about the Neighborhood Co-op Grocery Farm Crawl, and that's coming up on September 15th and 16th. If you want to tell us a little bit about this event and kind of how it got its start.
Oh, go way back. Well, this event is annual. It's kind of taken different forms over the years. The last several have literally been a crawl. It's a self-guided tour. It was just a way for us to try to connect our, customers and area folks to go see these farms and learn about their processes. If you want to become a farmer, it's a great opportunity to go talk with them. If you're not a farmer like me, I really have nothing to do with growing anything. It was amazing to go into these farms and just learn what they have to offer and the animals and all the different things you can see. So it's just an awesome opportunity to be able to do that in this region.
And how many farms do you have on this year's crawl?
So this year we have 14. Wow. We have a whole bunch of different things from, we have a mushroom farm, a lavender farm, we have alpacas, chickens, goats, cattle, organic farms, flowers, herbs, orchards. We have an Amish group that's opening up their farm this year. So there's a lot of interesting things to see this year.
And how does this event work? Self-guided tours, so they start at the co-op and move their way around?
They don't have to start at the co-op.
Okay.
Most of the farms run within Jackson County and Union County. A lot of them are pretty close to Carbondale. You do have to come to the co-op to get your pass. A car pass is $20 for a carload, and that is for the entire weekend. So on each day, Saturday and Sunday, the time is between 1 and 6. And some farms, they have different times, so you got to pay attention to that. When you get the brochure, it'll tell you what's available. But you can go at your own pace when you want and see whichever farms you want.
And why is it so important to offer an opportunity like this, especially in a society where people grow up eating French fries and chicken nuggets?
Well, I think it's really great to have an opportunity to learn where your food comes from. We, like Amy said, we have a great variety of farms this year. And, when you support a local farmer, not only are you getting really the freshest food you possibly can, I mean, often it's picked within a few days or maybe even that morning, but you're also making an economic impact in the community. So it's really, you're supporting local farms. And so it's a great opportunity to get in and talk with these farmers because they're happy to share what they do. They're excited to have people come and see how is food actually grown? How is it actually make it to your grocery store or to your plate?
This seems like a really great opportunity for the kids, for families to make a weekend of it and really to start at a young age informing the kids where all the food comes from and how it's grown.
Absolutely. Our farmers love kids. They love sharing what they do with kids. A lot of farms will have activities specifically for children too. And it's, they just love to share what they're doing.
And it's one thing to have a booth set up at a farmer's market or something, but then to take people to that actual site where blueberries are grown or where the strawberries are grown, I think people get a whole different perspective on it.
Absolutely. And a lot of farms will have some food available for sale from the farm, too. So you get to see how they do it, and you could take some home with you, too.
And I'm sure you have a lot of people that come back each and every year, but what tends to be the reaction from people who have participated?
They really enjoy it. And like I said, my first time was last year, and I brought friends with me, and they're like me. They're not farmers, but they loved it. They learned so much. You learn about herbs and the different types of mushrooms you didn't know. We learned a lot, and it's interesting just to kind of see what they go through. I mean, it ends up in a store, but there's a lot of challenges and things you go through, and so it's really eye-opening as to what farmers go through.
And in terms of each stop, is there a set amount of time at each stop, or is it really depending on the family of the person?
It's so there's some farms that are only open on a Saturday, some on Sunday, right. Some Saturday and Sunday. So just you need to pay attention when they're open, but it's from 1 to 6. So that entire time, if you want to spend 4 hours at one farm, you're welcome to. It's really at your own pace.
And in terms of getting tickets, how do people do that?
Sure. So I know a lot of people kind of request us to have some online options, but it's really hard to because you have to have a map and you have to have the brochure that breaks everything down. So you do have to come into the co-op to buy the tickets. They're going to go on sale this Saturday, September 1st. Mm-hmm. When you come in, you get a bag full of different materials. You'll get the map and you'll get the brochure and you get the car pass. And the car pass is needed to enter each of the farms.
Great. And people should plan ahead. They have the map so they can kind of schedule. We want to go to X, Y, and Z farm on Saturday, and then we can go to the rest on Sunday.
Right. And then so it's all weekend long. I know there's a lot of events going on. I think there's a football game. So if you can't go the one day, you can most certainly go the next day. And again, it's only $20 for a carload. So if you get 4 friends to go with you, that's $5 a piece. So it's a cheap, fun thing to do for the weekend.
Right. And do you have a lot of the farms people will be going to? Are a lot of those set up at the farmers market on the weekend?
Yeah, quite a few of the farms do. I think that if you're a regular farmers market goer, you might see some familiar faces out on the crawl. Yeah.
And if people aren't able to participate in this farm crawl, will there be more in the future?
We try to open up some opportunities for our farmers to come in, and we sell local as much as we possibly can. This is a yearly thing. I don't know if we'll have future events or not, but I know a lot of people like to connect with that local.
And this is a good time for an event like this because it is kind of the kickoff to fall, and people are wanting to be outdoors, and sometimes we end up with a cool weekend.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful area. I mean, you're driving through the country, to some of these farms, and it's just gorgeous out there. I mean, I've been to places I hadn't been before and didn't realize this is in our backyard.
Right. And it's probably really neat to hear people's stories from the farm crawl, even if they are Carbondale natives or Southern Illinois natives, getting to go into some unfamiliar territory. It's really neat, and you get more acclimated with the community.
And sometimes you don't even realize these farms might be 15 miles from you. Lavender Farm is a beautiful farm, and they have a short window for picking the lavender, but I mean, they still have their own shop, and they sell their goods, and we sell their goods. So, you can kind of learn where that's coming from and what they do. And, and not only, can you go participate, but we're also looking for volunteers. So a lot of these farms need some extra hands, just to kind of deal with the people that come in and help direct, or somebody has questions and stuff like that. So we're looking for volunteers too, and all that stuff is on our website, and we have a Facebook page for the event, and that's really the best way to follow for update information.
Great. And if there are people that want to volunteer, go to the website, and they'll have all the information on there of how to get in touch with both of you. And
correct. Yeah.
Great. That's one thing that people forget, is all the volunteers that make events like this possible.
Right, right. And if you volunteer, you get a free car pass. So you can
it's a win-win.
Volunteer one day and then go tour the next day. So.
And then volunteer shifts, are those done in 6-hour slots or just a couple hour shifts?
It'll depend. We're kind of doing 3-hour shifts unless somebody just wants to, some people just want to learn about the farm and they're happy to spend that day with them to learn.
Mm-hmm. Great. And if there's someone listening this morning who has never participated in a farm crawl, or maybe they're kind of on the fence, what should push them over the edge to do it this year?
Well, it's some of these farms are just gorgeous and they're beautiful. You're not. Yeah, you should have good shoes on, but you're not trekking through some treacherous areas. And so it really is amazing to learn some of the stuff. Like, I went to the mushroom farm, and it was just the coolest thing to see. And I just think it's an opportunity to really it's fun, and you go at your own pace. So it's just a casual day, and you might even find gifts for Christmas as you're going to some of these places. So it's really a cool opportunity, and I think it's just different from what you might offer in this area. So.
And once again, Farm Crawl going on Saturday and Sunday, September 15th and 16th from 1 to 6 p.m. Anything else I forgot to mention? Anything else you ladies would like to add?
No, really. I think we covered it, but I think we're just looking forward to seeing as many faces as we can out on the crawl. I think
and I know our farmers would really appreciate it. Again, it's their livelihood, it's their business, and we hope you come out and support local.
And tickets go on sale
September 1st, and you can go to neighborhood.coop to get more information, or visit us on Facebook at the neighborhood.coop.
Great. Lots of good information. We're crossing our fingers for good weather.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Jennifer, Amy. And thank you so much for listening this morning. Have a great day.
Support for WDBX come from Cristado's Catering Cafe and Bakery, serving breakfast and lunch all day, plus fresh baked cookies, cakes, pastries, and specialty coffee drinks. Open Tuesday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at 209 South Illinois in the Kaleidoscope Building. Call 529-4303 or find us on Facebook or at cristados.com.
Support comes from the original Carbondale Farmers Market. 43 years and still growing. Now open every Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon, rain or shine, in the West Town Plaza, just west of Murdale Shopping Center. They'll have local and ecologically grown produce, native plants, free-range eggs, chicken, beef, pork, mushrooms. Also offering baked goods, honey, jams, handmade jewelry, and pottery. The farmers appreciate your support and remind you to think globally and eat locally.
Support comes from SIH Medical Group. Pediatrician Ashley Cater, MD, is accepting new patients in Heron. She specializes in the care of babies, children, and teenagers. For more information, visit sihmedicalgroup.net.
This government had an idea and Parliament made it law. It seems like it's illegal to fight for the union anymore. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? set off to join the picket lines, but together we cannot fail. We got stabbed by police.